Alright. So, blue-green Nissa. I almost didn't accept this one because I'm not sure. I'm not really expecting this to be super competitive. I think both Hydroid Krasis and Finale are cards that are a little bit awkward in a format full of Narsets. That being said, I do really like Nissa, who shakes the worlds. That was a big part of why I accepted this. It'll be interesting to see if, like, these cards that are slower ramp cards are better than, like, having more cheap 2-mana cards. So, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The Black-Red Aristocrats that we're gonna be playing today, Sunshine. It's one of, both, Black-Red and Black-White Aristocrats are two of the decks I'm considering playing for the event on Saturday. I actually really don't want to play this deck in ranked, but I just autopiloted into it, so I guess we're playing this in ranked. I guess we'll give out a free win. Definitely intended to join an event and not ranked. Just kind of autopiloted into it. Here we are. Arboreal Grazer, just like solidly reminding us that it's not a ramp spell. It's like a really awkward ramp spell. So like if this had been Land War Elves, I'd be able to cast Grow from the Ashes this turn, but it's not, so I can't. Hey, Mage Cub, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Well, I mean, one of the two decks I just talked about, Bulletproof Pope, has 4 Rekindling Phoenix in it. So I'm not quite sure what your statement's supposed to mean. This will be a cute reset at some point, but like, the rest of my hand just doesn't really do anything. So like, this is like a not quite board wipe, like tempo play, but like, I'm playing a deck that like can't take advantage of having tempo, so it's like, what is it really gonna accomplish? It's gonna be like double Time Walk, I guess. Yeah, it's basically what it's going to be. It's going to be like 6 mana double fog. Does send Planeswalkers back to the opponent's hand too, which is nice. That is a lot of damages. Am I dead? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if I block here, I go to 1. And then I like cast this Reverse Rebuke and I die to them playing Othakaya next turn. What does this deck do? Probably just dies a lot. Probably just dies a lot. Because it doesn't matter what I block because I'm dead to the Othakaya next turn. Just block the Othakaya, yep. I think the idea was Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, but I think this deck's probably a pretty good example of like we don't have any interaction, and we're not particularly fast, so we're basically just gonna get run over by anything. I was talking and clicking at the same time and accidentally joined the ranked queue with it. I had intended to just play an event and get dumpstered there twice, but now one of our dumpsterings is gonna take place on the ladder, unfortunately, for my rank. Yeah, I agree with that to a degree too. When a bunch of your ramp cards are effectively hoping that you need to draw lands, like how many lands are in this deck at that? There are 26 at least, but like this is just like such a great example, right? Like both games in a row now, I've like had games where it's like, well, I would have been better off if my ramp spells had like just been lands. Instead, I'm like sitting here struggling to like actually make land drops. No, it's digital, Danon. If I had a tournament on Saturday, I would have already been talking to you about trying to get cards. I'm a responsible adult.
The land shall conquer you.
Well, if you take 30 seconds and look, Chewy, you'll see that we didn't play Ebs in here yesterday. That's why it's, in fact, still listed in the stream title again today.
The land will not forsake you.
Well, that makes the decision of what we're playing next turn easy. Yeah, this deck has some similar ideas to the Simic Thief deck that's been running around, but like the top end that it's playing is just like less impactful. Like, imagine if this River's Rebuke is like mass manipulation here. I just, like, would take all these things instead of, like, sending them back to their hand.
Seek shelter in my stewardship.
Thanks for that, Fear, Chewy.
Beware.
Yeah, as always, we're well organized around here, so... Question to, did we get to X? You can always find that out. Why do I need to attack with the Swordtooth first? How is that irrelevant? Yeah, it's target player. Card's like not amazing, but it's like it at least does that. It's at least target player. It's one-sided.
I must seek comfort in the land.
So I assume we're going to see Toll Smear come down and eat this. Making a bunch of blockers. Also decent. Hoping to draw one of our X payoff spells. Alright. 8, 12. So I could do this for X is 8. Oh, I could have gotten one more in here, huh? Alright, we'll make it on the scoreboard here. Don't duress me, bro. Yoink. Well, I've already played 2 duresses, so that's definitely a thing that, like, can happen. I assume this gains vigilance on attacks here. Because I can give it death touch if I block. Pick it up. Alright. Alright. We are on the scoreboard at least. We have thoroughly rebuked the opponent. This is probably a matchup where Biogenic Ooze is okay. Just like a payoff. Draw a card for each creature you control. Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Tyrant tramples, I guess. Feel like I probably don't have good enough tools to defend the Jace Planeswalker. I guess I just do this. Again, Wayward Swordtooth just like sitting here looking pretty awkward. Just like wishing this was a thing that made mana instead of like just letting us play extra lands. I just don't have extra lands to play out. Proliferate's really not a constructed playable mechanic, traditionally speaking. Something that exists to sustain limited more than anything. Yeah, and just again, just like staring down a grip full of like ramp spells effectively and just like not having actual lands to play out. It's like a pretty big deal. It's like, well, alright, I have this. Just like, what do I want to do from here? I think it's play this and then Krasis for 4.
I protect that which cannot protect itself. Rise, my elemental friend.
How do we feel about attacking first? Because if they block, I'm okay just playing Root this turn, right? Because then I'm not dead on boards. Yeah, so they're not going to block. Then I played this for X is 4. Sure, it dies to Vraska, but it means I'm not dead on board. And look, I drew another River's Rebuke. And like, if they Vraska shoot this, I can have this kill the Vraska and then like River's Rebuke them. I think we might actually be bridging the gap with River's Rebuke here. Is until they Oath of Chaos.
Behold, nature's true power.
I mean, we're still kind of in trouble, right? Are we? So, like, next turn... So, like, this puts lands into play tapped. I have 8 mana total, so I can't play and activate this. I think I want to just play this. I can go Ooze plus Dino. The problem is they're going to get to go this into Seraph next turn. I already attacked. I think I just want the trample power, right? I think I want the trample power. Yeah, I think Swordtooth tends to leave a bit to be desired unless you're playing Frenzy or Citadel. I agree with that. Yeah, he's like, we want to draw Rebuke again or one of our big X spells. Hey, thanks for the host tracks. Hope you had a good stream this morning. Like, are they dead on board if they go hero Seraph? I don't think they are, right? They just go like block by 3s, and then I die in the air to the 2 spirits from this. So like I need to draw a Hydroid Krasis or a Rebuke here. And I didn't, so we're just dead, right? Yeah. That was close. Like if some of these cards have been cards that like had text boxes instead of I mean, like, what do you expect them to do? Block so they leave themselves dead on board? Like, these blocks are super straightforward, at least behind these 2/1/1s. So, like, I just needed a way to gain a life. Or do anything. We're just dead to these. The Biogenic Ooze is Scavenging Ooze, right? So, like, this... Yeah, I don't... I'm gonna make a couple of small changes and go dive into the unranked queue. I don't know that I really want to spend a lot of time on this. I think this deck's probably not super competitive, and I probably shouldn't have accepted it. Again, feels like we've hit the point in the season where like a lot of these decks we're playing are just like people are just submitting like worse versions of established decks, and I don't really have a whole lot of input to give other than like, why don't we just go play the good deck? So like this deck is doing a lot of things that have parallels in similarity to the blue-green thief deck that's been going around, but instead of playing the mass manipulation as the payoff, we're instead playing like this really awkward, like trying to make a triple blue Jace card work in our deck, and it's just like some hot nonsense. Hey, Weddington, thank you for the quarter of your support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Morning, dude. We've not played Nexus on stream. The deck is, like, not popular from a content standpoint, and I find it personally tedious to play as well, so... It's, like, doesn't really make for a good... I mean, this 5 is actually really good here. I've rejected playing the mono green ramp deck people refer to as Tron probably 4 or 5 times now. That's a best of 1 deck, and I just don't enjoy playing best of 1. So the 4 mana card is just like much worse in best of 3 with sideboards, because you have to give up a good chunk of your sideboard to play that card. Thanks for the half a year, Jace. Welcome back. Jerry, thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We've hit one of the many Narset matchups, which means a significant portion of my deck is just turned off now.
Hone your prowess.
I'm like, this was one of the best draws in the deck here. And even then, I don't really have anything going on, right? Because, like, I can't get through this. I think it was the best draw, and we're still just, like, very dead here. Dude Light coming in hot with the big tip. Good morning to you. I felt bad yesterday because I got impatient and donated for the build around, even though you hadn't accepted it yet. I know you try to be organized, so here's money to ease my conscience. Unnecessary, but appreciated. Hey, look, I gave them their Narset back.
Behold, nature's true power.
What's our win con? Theoretically, our win con is 4-mana Jace and drawing a bunch of cards, but realistically, it's probably just attacking with Nissa. So hoping to draw a Krasis or a Finale of Revelation here. Otherwise, we're probably dead. Yeah, we didn't draw it this turn, so like they get to Narsettis next turn, and like they have a 4/4 now that we just can't really do anything about. To bring in some extra threats here. Cut some of these more mediocre cards. Bring in a couple of negates. See how this goes. Yeah, I agree, Jafish. I think this is just a worse version of the Thief deck. Would you play Team of Reclamation? Nah, probably not. I think that deck's both just only okay and it's kind of tedious to play. Yeah, all the time, Cross. Things like that happen all the time. Both the green-black elves deck. We have a number of modern decks. Like I don't think I have any good ones. Actually, that's not true. The black-red aristocrats deck that we're gonna play again later today was originally a viewer submitted list that I worked on a little bit more. Morning, Jack. Bogles wasn't particularly interesting, but then I'm not sure Bogles ever is. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they probably don't really know what we're doing. I can just name Hydroid Krasis here.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
Almost named Nissa too. She's just not really good in the face of a 4/5.
Subject is easily agitated.
Hey, look, didn't want Hydroid Krasis anyways.
Open mind.
All right, I'm gonna be off of this one. Let's move along to decks that we can put a little bit of work on. So again, like one of the things I really want to instill in people. Hey, Tumos, 45 months. You are coming for that tower. Thank you and welcome back. I appreciate all of the support over the years. One of the things I really want to instill upon you if you're someone who wants to try and build deck ideas is that especially in a standard format like this, where we've been playing for a few weeks and like it's a 7-set format, so lots of different things have been tried even before this set is released, don't start from blank slates. There's a reason why when you like learn calculus, you learn algebra and all this other stuff before it, right? We don't expect you to just invent calculus. Like, you build on the shoulders of the people who have come before you and learn from them. The same thing applies to Magic. You shouldn't just be starting from an empty slate when there's all these people who are very smart that have put a lot of work into their Magic decks that have come before you that have ideas that you can build on. So this deck is very similar to the Blue-Green Thief deck that we played previously that felt alright. It just kind of has a worse top end. Cards like Jace and Hydroid Krasis and Finale are just rancid in the format where there's Narsets everywhere, and there's these other decks that are getting under you, and like, with this being our first piece of interaction, really, like, it's just not good enough. So I think if you want to play a Nissa deck like this, I would encourage you to look at the other 4X Nissa decks that have existed, whether it's the Thief deck that I've talked about a good bit, or the Blue-Green Climb deck that you can find on my website. I think both of those are kind of better iterations to focus on Nissa, as opposed to playing these cards that line up really poorly into a lot of the other cards that people have been playing in the format. So basically, if you're looking to build something new, start by looking at what other people have done, so you don't end up building just a worse version of other things that people have previously worked on.